Another tool I love for selling my courses, and according to my Google Analytics gets me lots of sales, is using Twitter. Now, I'm fairly new to Twitter. When I say fairly, I mean I really only have been active on it for about 18 months. I've had an account for a lot longer, but it wasn't until about 18 months ago that I really started to spending time on engaging with my target market there. But it works, and I really highly encourage you, if you're not using this platform very well, to really bring it into your marketing campaign for your courses. Now, I've mentioned Buffer before. This is really, really useful, so please use Buffer. You can automatically send out tweets. I send out about 3 tweets a day, and again, remember I said I preload them once a month, so I just can forget about it for a whole entire month, and my tweets are constantly going out and constantly generating me new business while I'm not doing anything at all. Well, actually, I'm normally filming a new course. So that's one method. I also love using a platform called TweetDeck. Now, if you haven't heard of that, it's a platform that integrates with your Twitter, and you can type in keywords, search words, or hashtags that your target audience are likely to use so that you can connect with them. Now, there is no point having tons of people on your Twitter if they're not your target audience. I don't care if you've got 20, 30, 100,000 people on your social media. If they're just complete randoms, you're not going to make any sales. So it's really not about the number of people you actually have on your social media at all. It's about whether they're your target market or not. So this is why I love TweetDeck. Now, I get a virtual assistant actually to do this task for me, so you might like to consider doing that. And I give her a list of all of my keywords. Now, my keywords not only include my topics, such as business, entrepreneurship, and so on, they actually include the job titles of the people that I target. So I have this huge list of keywords and job titles that are specific to the people that I'm looking to get in front of. We put those in the search box in TweetDeck, and what happens is it brings up all of those tweets, statuses, people that have those keywords in, and I then get my virtual assistant to go in and favorite certain statuses, to add certain and follow certain people, and this has now built me, at the time of filming this, a following of over 8,000 people, and I'm telling you now who are all my target audience, which means that when I do post a promotion or links to my programs, I get good engagement and I get sales. So really important strategy for you to use there. And of course, there are paid methods with Twitter as well. You can do paid advertising, paid Twitter cards to do your promotions and do your adverts. I won't go into how to do that in this course, but just to make you aware that those are available. And I hope you find that helpful as I have when it comes to making more sales from your online courses. to make more sales from your online courses, we want to try and copy what some of the biggest companies in the world out there are doing. Now, with their massive budgets, a lot of those will do things like getting TV advertising spots, getting news coverage, and getting themselves in newspapers and magazines. Now, we don't quite have that sort of budget, but we can certainly still benefit from those exposure methods without often paying a thing. Now, if we can find a way to create a story around our course, we can get free publicity. And I do this quite a lot. So depending on what your topic is, find out what's currently hot. Find out what's trending in your marketplace. Find out what the current conversations, debates, discussions are around your particular topic, and contribute your opinion. Contribute the way you feel or think about that. Contribute your story about how you're working, surviving, acting, playing, have experienced in that industry, in that topic. Because in all of these instances, you always have the chance to, at the end, go, oh, by the way, here's a course. So try and create a story. People love to hear the story. If it's just an outright promo, you're not going to get any coverage at all. Now, there are a number of ways to get yourself in front of reporters. I have actually managed to get myself published in 2 books recently. There's one coming that's not live yet, but there's 2 that are currently out that I got in completely free of charge by telling a story and having a, by the way, you can buy all of these courses from me at the end of it, by using some platforms that are freely available to you right now online, where you can find out where reporters and journalists are looking for stories like yours. So 2 of those platforms, there's one called Source Bottle and one called HARO, which stands for Help a Reporter Out. And what happens is journalists, TV crews, magazine editors, all sorts will post on this platform in certain categories that they're looking for stories or information in certain areas. And you can simply then submit your story in that topic, and they very often get published. It's how I've got myself in lots of online blogs and magazines, and I get lots of traffic by then promoting a discount version of my courses at the end of telling my story or giving my article full of advice and help in that particular topic. Now, in my online course on how to become the go-to authority in your industry, I also go really in depth about how you can access some of these PR and publicity opportunities without paying a thing. So do feel free to go to my profile and check that course out if you are interested in getting PR coverage. It will absolutely massively send your sales through the roof if you can get some opportunities like that. So give it a go. Wouldn't it be great if through your marketing efforts of your online course, you not only got credibility, but also made sales at exactly the same time? More importantly, wouldn't you love to find a way where instead of selling to 1 or 2 people, you can sell en masse in one go? Now, I do this using the power of public speaking. This for me has been absolutely fantastic when it comes to promoting myself and my overall business services, but especially when it comes to my online courses. So make sure that you find yourself public speaking opportunities. Are there local community groups or business groups or network groups that get together in your particular topic? If so, call them up and say, hey, I'd love to come along and give you a short talk. It's something you will get used to, by the way, if you're feeling nervous about this, but get yourself out there. Even if it's just a quick 15-minute talk, to come up and do a quick presentation, provide some advice, and you can also then go, by the way, I have an online course on this particular topic. Here's a discount link for you. I also contact conference organisers and expos, so have a look online about any expos or conferences that are running in your particular field and ask if they need any speakers. Go along, speak and present, and offer the whole audience discounts to your courses. By getting in front and running workshops, maybe you can set up and run your own workshop. You could pull that together and organise it in a way that you fill up a room full of your target audience, give them great value in your particular topic, and then obviously offer them the online course. as an upsell at the end. There's loads of ways that you can use public speaking. Again, in my online course called How to Become the Go-To Authority in Your Industry, I talk about this in a little bit more depth, but I hope that just gives you a taster of how you can use this face-to-face marketing technique to make more sales for your courses. I've certainly found that the rapport that's built by being physically in front of people leaves a queue of people that are waiting to get my details and find out how they can get their courses at the end of my talk. So it's a really great strategy for your sales and marketing. Podcasts. Brilliant way for you to make more sales and get more leads. I try and get myself on podcasts at least once a fortnight if I can. I try and get on them more because we have not only a targeted audience, because you're going to be speaking on podcasts that are specific to your audience, where your audience are listening to them. They're also quite evergreen in that they can constantly generate leads for you, because once they're up online, generally speaking, if you find a good podcaster who's always releasing content, that the number of people in that podcast actually tends to grow over time, meaning that you're always going to be having people finding you through that particular platform. And again, my analytics show that I am making sales through my podcasts. So one of the ways that I do this is I go into either online or I go into iTunes and I type in podcast and then some keywords. So for me, I mainly focus on helping entrepreneurs and business owners create online courses, turn their services into learning products and programs, help people in that space write profitable courses, and then of course market them as per this video here. So I type in things like e-course, e-learning, I type in things like passive income, products to services to products, productizing, things like that, and it brings up loads and loads of different podcasts, and I listen to a few of them to see whether it may be my target audience who are going to be listening to that type of show. And then I simply give them a call and say, hey, can I be a guest on your show? Now, podcasters do run podcasts really, really frequently, so they're always looking for content. They're always looking for somebody to interview, and I have yet had anyone say no to me. Every single time, 100% of the time, they say yes. So give them a call. Make sure you call them with a suggestion. Say, look, this is the following thing I'd like to talk about. Can I be interviewed on your show? And they'll just go ahead and book an appointment with you. So make sure that you give loads and loads of value on that topic. And again, at the end, normally that podcaster will be actually nothing but grateful if you offer a special discount or promotion to your course at the end of it. It makes the listeners feel like they've got something special. Now, make sure that if you're creating coupon codes for that discount, that you make sure that it doesn't have a deadline. So don't set a deadline price on it, because obviously that link will remain in the show notes of that podcast for quite a long time, and you don't want people to listen to your podcast 6 months down the line and then not be able to access your course because the coupons run out. So create a unique coupon just for that podcast, set it to an unlimited number with no deadline on it, so that you're always going to be keeping up that opportunity open. Now, another option is you might want to start a podcast of your own. That's another fantastic way of generating leads. Now, you have to make sure you're going to put the time in. You're going to have to find people to interview. You're going to have to find content to give out, and you're going to have to make sure you keep up with your regular posts, because if people join your podcast and you don't post regularly, you're going to lose them. So, but it's still a fantastic way to get known and heard in your industry. I personally don't have my own, but I really love being a guest on other people's. It gets me in front of their audiences, and I always provide loads and loads of value to that podcaster, so they were really grateful to have me on board as well. It's a two-way street. A currently very sexy way to promote your online courses is by using the various types of live streaming casts. In fact, a recent podcaster, Tim Cooper from E-Course Domination, great guy, love his podcast, go check it out. He interviewed me on his podcast, and we blabbed it. So the traditional way of podcasting would be to pre-record a podcast and then a few weeks later it comes out. Whereas with Blab, it basically videos you live. You can interact with your audience live. People can be asking questions. You can be posting links as you're talking. You can invite people from the audience to come in and join the conversation and actually chat with you live. This really is, I'd say, even a level above maybe the face-to-face public speaking. Although face-to-face public speaking, you really build true human rapport because you're physically with each other, it limits you geographically. So by having the online version of being able to interact with people and have that questioning you'd get in a live situation, you actually also get the opportunity to do that with people from all over the world. This is why I'm loving the online streaming world at the moment. Now, because it's live, because they're asking you questions, they're building rapport with you there and then, I found that people buy while the live Periscope or Blab or Meercast is actually happening. If, for instance, I might be giving them some value, talking to them about a strategy they could use, and then I say, and I mention it in my online course, I drop the link into the discussion panel and go, right, I've just dropped a link there if anyone is interested, and then I carry on giving them loads of value. And what I find is people start clicking on that, and while they're still listening to me talking, gets conversions. So if you're not using any of these platforms at the moment, I'd say my favorite one is Blab for sure. Followed closely probably by Periscope, but there's lots more of these online streaming casts starting to pop up in the marketplace now because of their popularity, but I'd certainly recommend you checking them out and using them to not only give value, build your credibility, but also importantly to make those core sales. If you want to sell more of your online courses, I'd highly recommend you starting to get your head around affiliate and partnership type marketing strategies. Now, the difference between the two, and lots of people may argue with the pedantics here of what these two words mean, but let me just give you a sort of an overall summary here, is people who are affiliates, generally speaking, sell your stuff in exchange for money or commission. So, for instance, if you're joining an online learning platform such as Udemy, you can opt into the affiliate program, which means that anyone basically can sell your courses for you for whatever price they like, and they take a commission for all those sales that they actually make. So that's one way of creating more sales for yourself. Now, to give you some idea, I actually find this extremely lucrative. Some people say, well, I don't like affiliate marketing because they would sell my course for $5 and then they keep 50% of it, so I only get $2.50 for a course. But to give you some idea, just last month alone, I actually made more sales through my affiliates and my organic sales than I did through my own promotions. That was a lot of money. So I sometimes look at the individual cost per head, and I try not to do it because I tell people, don't look at that. Whatever you do, don't look at the individual cost per head. Just look at the overall revenue and go, do you know what? I wouldn't have got that revenue if I didn't have those affiliate people selling for me. And again, we've got to be thinking about these online learning platforms as an opportunity for exposure, not just the sales we get from that course. If you're planning to produce lots of courses, or if you have other products and services, see it as a lead generation opportunity. Think about all the business owners out there who are paying for Facebook advertising, who are paying large acquisition costs to get in front of their target audience. By having online courses, you're getting paid to get in front of people, to get in front of your target audience. So even if it is $2.50 that you're earning through an affiliation link, I'd look at that and go, some people are paying $15, $20 to get a click through a Facebook ad, right? Just to get their ad looked at. Whereas you just got paid $2.50 to give someone value, to make them thank you. So this is how I see affiliate links, and I think it's fantastic, and I go thumbs up. I'm more than happy for affiliates to make money off of my courses because they're doing me a massive favor when you look at it from the bigger picture like that. Now, partnerships is basically when you work with another person or another business or a group of people or businesses to exchange something mutually beneficial. So this could be obviously a whole array of things. In the most simplest forms, it might be that you decide to allow a cross exchange where I don't know, maybe if you've got my target audience, I might say, can I deliver a webinar or a podcast or something to your audience where I can sell my course at the end. In exchange, I'll let you do the same to my audience. That might be a real simple version of a partnership right there. Another version might be that you could actually go back to bundling. I talked about bundling before, how you can actually sell to your audience multiple courses for a discount price, so they're getting more for perceived greater value, which means you make more sales. So can you find other people that have courses that are really complementary to yours? Work with them and bundle your courses together and sell them as a package. You know, there are loads of different ways that you can go. This is a great way to sit and brainstorm about how you can partner with people. There are a million different ways of doing it. Another one, this is just an example, you know, maybe you could go to bloggers. If they've got a blog or an online magazine that has your target audience, perhaps you could give them your course and allow them to write a review, allow them to write a public write-up on what they thought of your particular course. You know, it gives them a story. Be prepared for them to not like it, and if you're going to go down this road, you're going to have to take on the chin exactly what they say about it and take that on the chin with good spirit in mind. But what it will do is give you exposure, and it will definitely get you sales. So that's just an example there of one of the many things you can do when it comes to affiliations and partnerships to make more course sales. Making more sales can be really, really easy, and I found a strategy recently that actually more than doubles the course sales that you have. And I've spoken to lots of other instructors that have tried this, and it's working fantastically for them. And that is simply working with other instructors. So I, for instance, found an instructor that delivers fairly similar content to me in one of my corporate areas. Now, this is in a space where I have my courses actually set to private. It's not for my public courses. And I found an instructor who delivers something similar, not the same, but very complementary. And when his courses and training are put with mine, it really adds so much more value. So what we've done is we have collaborated on building a suite of courses together and becoming joint shared instructors on those different courses. Now, this is cool because you can actually set it to share your revenue. Now, this is Udemy. You can revenue share with joint instructors. Now, what we did, for instance, is we looked at all of our learning outcomes. We devised a curriculum together, and we then filmed them, and we looked at how many minutes or hours of filming versus work that we put into the program, and decided for each course what we felt the fair revenue share would be. So for some of them it's 80-20, for some it's 50-50, for some it's 60-40. You can set the revenue share to whatever you have agreed between you it is. It doesn't have to be one instructor, it could be with multiple ones. Now, what happens is when people buy the course, that revenue share is just automatically paid out in accordance with the share that you've set it to. So it keeps it really, really fair, and if you've based it on delivery and hours, that means that both parties are always getting paid for what it was that they actually put in. So both parties feel fairly compelled to market the program in a way that's great for both of them. And obviously what happens there is if you've got 2 or more people delivering a course, you're obviously getting that course promoted to 2 or more entire audiences. So this, I found, has been fantastic for increasing the sales, increasing the revenue, increasing the marketing, increasing all of that activity that gets more money for us and for the businesses. So consider, who could you possibly work with? What other instructors are in your field that would complement the programs that you run so that you can both benefit from each other's sales, marketing and audiences? Now, if you really want to maximize on your sales and promotion of your online courses, you cannot underestimate the power of promotions and discount coupons. But where can we place these coupons and promotions in a way that is going to get us absolutely humongous volumes of sales? To become a best-selling course, we need to have lots of people coming through, not only continuously, but preferably in bulks as well, to get picked up by these algorithms and put on the front pages of all of the course promotions. So I have found a whole bunch of websites, and by the way, there are way more than this out there, but these are what I have found are the most top popular 20 websites that you can use to promote your discounts continuously, to make sure you're always getting sales on your programs and continuous exposure on them. So I'm just going to take you through right now. The first one is the Best Black Hat Forum, the Warrior Forum, UdemyDiscount.com, Course Crushers, Reddit.com, Growth Coupon, eLearningCoupons.com, Onzos.com, EduDealer.com, FindECoupons.com, CouponLair.com, Don'tPayAll.com, Google Udemy Communities, Google Plus even,